Looking for exclusive privacy, secure community, but want to be right in the middle of the city? Well, Fremont Place might just be right for you. I'm Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles realtor. Today we're covering Fremont Place, a private, secured, gated community here in the middle of Los Angeles. Stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please take a moment to click the subscribe button and bell for updates, and I'll be right back with this neighborhood. Fremont Place is Los Angeles' very first gated community, and it's the only gated community in Hancock Park. Its iconic pillars mark the entrance right off of Wilshire Boulevard at the end of Rossmore. This 50-acre tract was developed in 1910, and there are two main streets that run through Fremont Place. There are several gates, but at this point, only one gate is entry and exit, and it is guard gated. The developers of this community envisioned this to be one of the most exclusive places to live in all of Los Angeles. And their idea was to have grand estates that were on lots that were both wide and deep, so about 200 feet wide and 200 feet deep. The very first mansion was built in 1916, and originally Fremont Place had over 48 lots. Now, over time, some of these have been subdivided, and now there's a total of 73 homes in this community. In the 1920s, Hancock Park was one of the most affluent parts of the Los Angeles basin, and it drew celebrities, movie stars, executives, CEOs of companies, and entrepreneurs. But that's not all. Prominent civic leaders were also flocking to Fremont Place and had homes here. In the early 1900s and 1920s, the affluent residents of Los Angeles began to just migrate over to Wilshire Boulevard and the greater Hancock Park area. And it started to fill up with luxury homes and estates. If you drive through Hancock Park now, you see this. But the economic boom of the 1920s sealed Hancock Park's fate as an affluent part of the city, and its enclave like Fremont Park and Windsor Square attracted the industrialists of the time, motion movie picture stars, and multiple civic leaders. Now, when Fremont Place was initially built, you had to drive through several gates, and as I mentioned previously, there's only one gate that you can go in and out today, and it is guard gated 24/7. Fremont Place actually has their own association, the Fremont Place Association. It's a nonprofit corporation that is a cooperative homeowners association, and it governs this gated community. It covers the 24-hour private security guard gate. It coordinates the neighborhood's security, maintains the streets and lighting, and provides general liability insurance for common areas, collection of film license fees, as this is definitely a desired area that's been used in television and movies, and it really helps to regulate the filming in the community and provides weekly pickup of garbage and, of course, your recyclables. What really makes Fremont Place intriguing? Honestly, it's probably the number of celebrities that have lived here, from professional athletes, actors, boxers, and industrialists. Albert Einstein in 1931 and 33, he and his wife, while spending summers in Los Angeles during his fellow at Caltech, just after he won the Nobel Peace Prize, inventing the theory of relativity, and all my physics people, you remember that? Well, they dined in Fremont Place. Muhammad Ali lived at 55 Fremont Place from 1979 to 1986 with his wife Veronica and their children Hannah and Leah. The 14,500 square foot Italian Renaissance mansion had 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, plus a semicircular conservatory, pool, guest house, because what's a mansion without a guest house, meditation garden, and hidden gardens. It was the first home built in Fremont Place in 1916, and it was designed by John C. Austin, who was the architect that designed the Griffith Park Observatory, and at the time, the interior of this home was done by Tiffany's. I know, how many homes can have that, history? And he and his wife renovated the home when they lived there. 108 Fremont Place was previously owned by the founder of Bank of America, A.P. Gianni. This home is a 9-bedroom home, 9-bathroom home, 8,860 square foot home on a 50,493 square foot lot. So for those of you that don't know your square foot conversions, that's over an acre. This home last sold in 2014 for $7,750,000. Mary Pickford rented a home in 1918 at 56 Fremont Place, well, more of a mansion than a home, for her mother a few months before marrying Douglas Fairbanks and moving over to Beverly Hills. Other former residents of Fremont Place include Danny Elfman, a composer who was married to Bridget Fonda, Frank Powell, Courtney Vance, and Angela Bassett. Fremont Place is truly an exclusive community within Hancock Park, within Los Angeles. Now, as you can imagine, with such an exclusive community built with mansions, homes don't come up for sale here very often. I recently showed a property that is currently on the market, but there's no interior photos to share with you. Other than that property, I want to share with you some of the previous homes that have sold, because there is no volume of homes for sale in this 73 home community that I can say this is an entry level, this is mid, and this is the high for you to get a sense. So there was a home that sold in July of 2024, this very year, and it sold for $8,500,000. This was at 55 Fremont Place. Prior to that, the most recent sale was at 19 Fremont Place, which was in March of 2023, and that sold for $6,500,000. Before that, in May of 2022, so in 2021, in April of 2021, there were actually two homes that sold. One was at 75 Fremont Place, and that sold for $4,200,000, and then the other home was at 83 Fremont Place, which sold for $3,700,000. Wow, I'm like off of my numbers. 83 Fremont Place sold for $3,700,000. So none of the homes here are on the lower end. They're all pricey. It's a very exclusive community. And I will tell you, when I drove through, I wish I got some footage of this, and you've seen some footage of me driving through with what the streets look like. There were coyotes. There was like 2 coyotes sitting on the front lawn of one of the homes, just having a sunbathe and watching the world go by. If you think Fremont Place might be the right spot for you, you can do a search for homes on my website, or if you'd like to schedule a consultation, because as most of you know by now, effective August 17th, there have been massive changes in the real estate industry. I've done a whole video on that you can watch after this. But in order to see a property, you do need to have representation. And homes here in Fremont Place, they don't just have public open houses that you can come off the street and take a look. So it's really important, if you're at this price point, that you are represented. And if you'd like to learn more about that, again, watch my video or schedule some time on my calendar to understand what that whole change was about, what representation means, and to have a sit-down consultation one-on-one and share how I can help you purchase a new home. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please take that moment to click the subscribe button and bell for updates, as I always have videos about home buying, home selling, neighborhoods here in Los Angeles, and interviews with local businesses, as well as some financial tips for you. See you guys next time.